Vietnamese chicken salad, packed full of flavour, super simple to make, and pretty healthy as well. Let's get started. To begin, get a medium-sized saucepan and add 1 litre, roughly 1 quart of water, a good pinch of salt, some mint stalks. For this, I just picked the leaves off some peppermint and saved them for later. Some coriander, aka cilantro stalks. I also just picked the leaves off, but I kept the younger top part of the stalk with the leaves and saved them to one side for later. Some shallot trim. For this, I just took the top part off the shallot and peeled off the papery layer as well as the first layer of flesh. And some garlic cloves that I just crushed between my fingers a little. This is our poaching liquor for the chicken breast. Take that over to your stove and place it onto a medium to low heat to infuse for 15 to 20 minutes. Next, on to preparing the crispy shallots. For this, to get the best results, I use a mandolin, but I'll show you how to do this with a knife as well. Just take a few slices and check the size is good. They want to be thin, but not super thin, around 1 or 2 millimeters. Use a guard if you feel safer, but for shallots, I find it a little bit unstable. To achieve this with a knife, it's best to take a slice off the bottom to create a flat surface. This stops the shallot wobbling around. Then just take your time and slice across the shallot, getting as consistent slices as possible. If the slices are all different sizes, then the thin ones will burn before the thick ones are crispy. This is why I prefer a mandolin for this job. Scoot that into a bowl and over to the stove. Get a small frying pan and add around 120 ml or half a cup of neutral tasting oil like canola, sunflower, avocado, etc. etc. Then add in your shallots. Now, turn the heat to a medium-low, around a 3 out of 10. This is one of the very few times I would start cooking in a pan with oil starting from cold, but it is key to getting crispy shallots without them burning. Let that heat for a moment. Once you start seeing bubbles forming, start stirring the shallots. Not too aggressively, we don't want to break them up, but we do want to keep them moving constantly. Now stay with the pan, stirring constantly until the shallots are evenly golden brown. Once bubbling, this happens quite quickly, so don't be tempted to turn up the heat because they burn very easily. Then put the shallots and oil through a metal strainer with a bowl underneath and drain onto some paper towel. Season them with some salt. This will help to keep them crispy, and spread them out on the towel so any excess oil is absorbed. Leave them to cool on a tray whilst we prepare the rest of the salad. The poaching liquor has had 20 minutes of infusing on the stove. Here I have 1 skin-on chicken breast. I'm going to drop that into the simmering poaching liquor for around 15 minutes or until it reads above 75 Celsius, 167 Fahrenheit. Whilst that's cooking, let's prepare the dressing. Into a high-sided container goes 1 large garlic clove, 30 ml or 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 80 ml or 1/3 of a cup of rice wine vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Grab your stick blender and blend all that together, and if you're really against fish sauce, then you can substitute with half this amount of light soy sauce. Now get 1 lime and zest it using a microplane or the fine side on your grater. Traditionally, this would be some finely sliced lime leaf, but they can be hard to find fresh, so this is the next best option that is widely available, and add that into the dressing. Then squeeze in the juice of that lime as well. This was a particularly small lime, so if yours is larger, then go with half this amount of juice and zest, then taste to see if you want more. Give that a mix and a taste. It wants to be perfectly balanced between sour, savoury and sweet. Okay, back to the chicken. Mine's had 15 minutes of poaching and it's time to come out. I'm just going to leave it to rest and cool down in this bowl at room temperature. Also, keep this poaching liquor. It's now got a really great flavour and would be a great base to start a soup like a ramen or a pho with. 15 minutes later and my chicken breast has cooled down and I'm going to pull it apart with my fingers. I prefer doing this rather than with a knife. It gives a much better texture for this salad. Now add around 3 tablespoons of your dressing and mix well so the chicken absorbs all of those flavours. Set that to one side. Time to prepare the vegetables for this salad. Firstly, the white onion. To slice onions, I like to cut them in half through the root and then cut the root out at an angle. This helps all the slices to fall apart nicely. Then I like to slice in the same direction as the lines of the onion. This one I have here is quite small, so I'm using it all. If yours is larger, then use half, and I'll leave a weight in the ingredients list down in the description. Once that's all sliced, get some ice water and plunge your onion slices into it. Give them a good mix around, making sure they're all under the water. This is going to take away some of their harsh, raw, oniony flavour and give them a crisp, fresh texture. Next, the cabbage. I'm just going to use around half of this small green cabbage, around 350 grams or 12.5 ounces. Cut it into a wedge so that it sits flat on the chopping board. Then, working your way from the point, slice across, going pretty much as thin as you can with your knife. You could use a mandolin for this as well, but I prefer using a knife for this job. I like to use the smaller green cabbages for this salad. The larger ones can be a bit hard and a bit fibrous. The younger ones, like this, are a bit more tender. Once that's all sliced, place it into a large mixing bowl and onto the carrot. With a regular veg peeler, just peel off the skin, then peel once and turn 45 degrees. Peel and turn, peel and turn, peel and turn, and keep doing this until you can't peel anymore, and you'll have these nice thin ribbons. Save this middle part for a snack or whatever you like. Now add that to a bowl with the cabbage and get your onions, which have had around 10 minutes soaking in the ice water, and add them in as well. Season with a pinch of salt and mix well so everything is coated in salt. Then add around 2/3 of your dressing and mix well again so everything is coated. It's really important to mix well at this stage. The salt and dressing are going to start curing the vegetables and soften them slightly. More importantly, making them easier to chew and digest. So mix it well and get everything coated, no dry pockets of cabbage. Leave this to sit on the side for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, it's time to finish this salad. Get your picked coriander, aka cilantro, and add it to the bowl, just picking it apart a little and making sure none of the stalks are too big and fibrous. Next, the mint leaves. Just break them apart a little with your fingers and bruise them so they release their flavors. Traditionally, this salad is made using Vietnamese mint only, which has a peppery, minty flavor with hints of coriander. This herb can be hard to find, so using mint and coriander as a substitute is a very close match to the flavor that you would find in Vietnam. Now add your marinated chicken breast and mix everything really well. I feel using your hands is the only way to mix this salad properly. Tongs or spoons just wouldn't work as well. To plate this up, I'm simply going to pile it high in the middle of a large dinner plate. It doesn't need anything fancy. The smells and the colours do all the talking for this salad, and I guarantee it'll get anyone excited when they see it. Top with your crispy fried shallots. Toasted peanuts would be a great alternative to these as well. This salad is amazing. The balance between sweet, sour and salty gets your taste buds going, and the different textures of the cabbage, chicken and shallots seal the deal. A real winner. I hope you try it soon. As always, ingredients, equipment lists and links to other videos all in the description box below. Alright guys, and that's that. Go check out this video and I'll see you next time.